Greetings. Back with another one. Man, I've been wanting to give my 31 cents add my 31 cents to this particular game that released a trailer a while back. I never got to react to it or talk about it really. I mean I reacted to it but just I didn't capture it. And I'm talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, I saw the trailer and I can understand why it's controversial the way that it is. Because the moment I saw it, I said to myself, "Why Ubisoft? Why? Why would you do this?" And it just seems that like some of these companies, man, they just I don't know who they have to appease. I don't know what type of demographic of gamers they're going after. I just don't know anymore. Now, luckily, not all of these studios are doing it, but and the thing about Ubisoft has always kind of been consistent when it came to the Assassin's Creed franchise. But yeah, man. But like I said, I want to react to this guy by the name of Ryan Kinnell. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name, better known as the Arcade Outpost. I hope he doesn't mind me reacting to this video. I'll make sure that I'll tag his name in the video so you can find his channel. But he does great work, great content. He's I just admire his passion and how he states put his opinion to things about how, the way that our culture is going and the media and stuff like that, and entertainment stuff like that. He mostly covers entertainment stuff like that, like movies and games and stuff like that. But I just love I love his delivery. And like I said, I hope he doesn't mind me reacting to this. But I just want to hear him talk about this this backlash that Assassin's Creed Shadows has been getting. But like I said, let me stop rambling. I just want to react to his take on it. Let's do it.
The launch of Star Wars Outlaws for Ubisoft was disappointing, just as so many people had predicted for months on end. But they still have another problem, and that is Assassin's Creed Shadows. Because as much backlash and criticism as Ubisoft received for Star Wars Outlaws, and ultimately it comes out to these lukewarm sales numbers, they've had way more backlash and controversy for something like Assassin's Creed Shadows, the first Assassin's Creed game set in Japan, which people have been asking for over a decade now. And of course,
Exactly. I mean, I haven't played all of the Assassin's Creed games. I mean, I played, the ones. I think the very first one I played was probably Brotherhood. I think when you still play with Ezio Auditore back in those days. But like I said, Assassin's Creed has always been consistent when it comes to playing with it with an exact representation of that time. For example, if you were in Italy, you played with an Italian. If you were in Africa or Egypt, you played with an Egyptian or an African. If you were in Europe or like the United Kingdom, you were played with the predominantly maybe a Caucasian person. And recently, probably about like a couple of months back, I was playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I love. It was a beautiful game. And that game, it takes place during, in the Scandinavian and the Nordic countries, right? So you're going to be playing with a Nordic person or a Viking or a Scandinavian, because that game takes place right around the time where the Viking invasion of Great Britain. It takes place around that time. So you're playing with a Nordic character. So when this time around, we finally go to feudal Japan. Just like Ryan said, man, we waited for over a decade for this. I mean, Assassin's Creed. I mean, when are we gonna get to play with a shinobi, right? And then we finally get one. And for the life of me, I would never understand. Ubisoft just decided to throw in the one Negro or black man, whatever you want to call it, the one black person who was walking around in feudal Japan in those days. And to my knowledge, he wasn't even a shogun. He wasn't even a samurai. So for the life of me, I don't know why they chose to do this. It just And like I said, y'all know me. I'm a huge admirer of Oriental culture. You know, Chinese, Japanese, and stuff like that. I mean, I was waiting for this. I mean, I'm not the biggest Assassin's Creed fan, but you know, I try to play them. You know, whenever I can. I loved Valhalla. I loved Origins and Brotherhood and stuff like that. And just why Ubisoft? And it's been said that it's this company called Sweet Baby Ray. Wait a minute, that's the barbecue sauce. Sweet Baby Incorporated or something. I don't know. Sweet Baby something. And they're pretty much getting these people, I guess these quote unquote activists or something like that, to like oversee these companies and say, no, you got to throw this type of person in. You got to throw that type of person in. You got to, I don't know. And it's just, I just don't understand. These companies have, they still don't understand that gamers don't want this. They don't want to be preached to and all this stuff. And do I dare say the dreaded W word, man? But like we all know what this is. But yeah, but I'm gonna let Ryan continue.
Course, when they finally revealed it, the rumors were true. They decided that instead of having a male Japanese protagonist, they desperately needed a black man to be the protagonist in feudal Japan. And Assassin's Creed Shadows got absolutely ratioed to hell. Over 500,000 dislikes on the official
Over half a
premiere
million.
trailer. And since then, we've seen a lot of response from Ubisoft and people that have worked on the game. They said that Elon Musk's response calling this woke DEI, it just absolutely broke us emotionally. And we hope people still give the game a chance. This is on top of people in Japan who actually live.
And that's the thing. I want to give it a chance mainly just because it takes place in Japan. I mean, just the setting alone is going to be great. But the fact that they had to do this, it may be politically driven, just like a lot of stuff in the entertainment world that a lot of fans and consumers don't want. We don't want to be preached to. We just want compelling stories. And Assassin's Creed, it's just so crazy for this franchise to do it because I mean, yeah, there may be some fantasy thrown in there, but they're set on points in points in history that actually took place. Like for example, in the older ones that take place in Italy, you run into like these historical figures like Leonardo da Vinci and all these other people like Cleopatra and Caesar and stuff like that. You run into these people, and I believe that this the guy was a real person. But come on, man. I mean, this is Japan. How many Negroes you see walking around in Japan? I mean, how instrumental was he to Japanese culture and history? My guess is not by much, but continue.
Live in Japan, who speak Japanese, who know about this culture, ripping this thing to shreds. And now the newest trailer has reignited a lot of this backlash. And it's not even like this trailer went deep into the storyline or anything. It was just about the world. It was just about different shots from different areas in nature in the game Assassin's Creed Shadows. And as you can see, people not too happy with it. Almost 80,000 dislikes
That is
to less than
crazy.
20,000
That is
likes.
crazy.
And that's with over 500,000 views. And of course, when you look at some of the comments, they seem to be calling something out. Ubisoft, how fake do you want the comments to be? Investor, yes. Investing money to create good game? No. Investing money to buy reviews and comments? Yes. You guys notice the pretty robots defending Ubisoft are all created a month apart. And that is, of course, the most recent headline that's out there. Ubisoft accused of buying bots to promote Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, this is something that I will say. Bots are all over the internet. In
Yeah.
my comment sections, a lot of you guys, if you have notifications turned on and you click on a video,
Like I said, I mean, outside of YouTube and maybe Twitch every now and then, I'm not really on social media like that. Like I said, I used to be on Instagram. I'm not anymore. I mean, I did make an X account, but I'm not really on that either. I mean, I follow other stuff, but I know I gotta do better with that. Just to keep up with stuff. I follow, like on X. I follow a lot of gaming studios and other stuff. Martial arts stuff and science stuff like that. But I'm so old school when it comes to this stuff, man. But like I said, that's why I push myself to do YouTube and stuff like just to get my opinion out there. Because I've had a YouTube account. I mean, like I said, I mean YouTube. I remember YouTube when it first came out when I was still in high school at that time when it came out. So I always had an account and just watching other people's videos. But I was like, yeah, let me just put my voice out there because you never know might see things the way you do. But yeah, man, it's just I just hate the fact that Ubisoft is kind of you know kneeling to whomever wanted this to happen, and it had to be with this one. It had to be Japan. I like I said, for the life of me, I would never understand why they did this, and I guess they poured so much revenue into this so that they can't turn back now. But I think that you can play with like two different characters. I think the second character is gonna be like Japanese, I guess. But like I said, I mean, I'm not buying this at launch. I mean, the only like I said, I got to play Valhalla because they threw it in the Game Pass. So I was like, let me just play that until they take it out. So, and I'm glad I played it because I got my time's worth with that. It was a great game. And there's no doubt in my mind that this can be a good game as long as you kind of like just try not to allow this move that they made to tarnish the entire gaming experience. Because like I said, Assassin's Creed games, they've always delivered. The gameplay's always been stellar. I mean, I'm pretty sure like gameplay wise, the game is still going to be good. But the problem that but like I said, people understand when these companies make these moves, they know what's behind it. They know that there's some sort of force behind it that is forcing gamers and consumers to bow down to this ideology, I guess you can call it. And like I said, the, the consumers don't respond well to it. They just don't. Excuse me. Like I said, Hollywood is not what it used to be, and like I said, you'll get some gems every now and then, but it just the entertainment world has suffered a lot because of this. It just this way of practice, and hopefully we can get back to something. I don't know, but like I said, I'll let Ryan finish up.
Rather quickly after it releases, some of the top comments you'll see are from these people that are just like Instagram thoughts or OnlyFans people. And the comments will be like, wow, this is so inspiring. This is amazing. You're so awesome. There are bots all over the internet,
Yeah,
like
they're probably
across
paying for a lot of
all
these
YouTube channels. You will
responses.
see bot comments, but people thought that this looked a little bit too suspicious from Ubisoft. My question would be, if you're buying thousands and thousands and thousands of these bot comments to like each other's comments and all that stuff, man, you could probably buy some more bots to actually up your likes, couldn't you? But regardless, perception is reality when it comes to some people. And you can see they're getting absolutely blistered for this. At the end of the day, when
It
people
had to
feel
be
you as
Assassin's
a
Creed. It
company
just
have
had to
departed
be.
from talking or have departed from caring about storytelling and about entertaining people, and instead you want to hire people to push an agenda in nearly every single game, it seems like there's some sort of impetus behind that. People aren't going to trust you. And now Ubisoft,
There you go.
after
That's
the
what I'm saying.
disappointment of Star Wars Outlaws, they have so much writing on Assassin's Creed Shadows, because they've already said, well, if you just complain about this, you're a racist. If you complain about Yasuke being one of our main characters, you're just a bigot. We don't need you playing. Well, as it turns out, if the backlash to sales ratio is similar to what we
Yeah, and that's a good point that Ryan made up. It's just that it's like you're not allowed to have an opposing viewpoint of things. It's just that if you don't tout the line that they want you to tout or spout, whatever the verbiage. I think I'm using correct verbiage, but it's just they don't want dissent at all. They don't want a different point of view on anything. You either you're gonna like what we give you, and if you don't, then you're gonna be labeled an ist or an ism and all the other stuff. But it just never in a million years, man. I just never thought that the entertainment world would get to this point, man. But that just lets you know when I don't know. I guess here in the United States, we just had too good for too long. It was bound to just crumble, I guess, at some point. But
saw for something like Star Wars Outlaws, Ubisoft, whose stock is already at a 10-year low, who already has pressure from investors to change everything at this company, they could be in a world of pain if their last game of the year, Assassin's Creed Shadows, fails to or not fails to disappoint, but leads to disappointment, just like we saw with Star Wars Outlaws, they are looking at a massive fucking problem with this game.
Yeah, man. Just and when you, and when you see things like this, it just takes me back to the decision that they made. For example, with The Last of Us 2, a game like that. I just I just wish that honestly I wish I was uploading when that game came out because I would have loved to talk about my feelings about that game. And Naughty Dog is just trying. They gonna milk that game until there's just nothing left of it. But yeah, man, it's just like I said, it's just this modern way of thinking in our entertainment. I mean, like I said, all this political stuff. Entertainment was supposed to be the outlet, the escape that we had to get away from that stuff, and now it seems that it's infiltrated the entertainment world, man, and just like we just can't get away from it right now, man. Just, but like I said, luckily it's not all studios. Like for example, like the Warhammer Space Marines 2 game that really is a throwback in terms of the stuff that we got in the early 2000s, where it was just all about brotherhood and smash mouth and just going there, not giving a crap. You go in there, you just shred away and just brotherhood and honor and violence and gore and all this stuff like that. It just takes like seeing that game. It just takes me back to a time where you know and like I said, a lot of people don't really talk about the era. Like I had a lot of fun during the 360 era. 360 era. It was just a lot of great games. Because like I said, this stuff is still fairly new, pushing this type of agenda and all this stuff. Entertainment it's still fairly new, but it's done so much damage to a lot of consumers. You know what I'm saying? And just I don't know. And it just sucks because I was really looking forward to Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft finally taking it to Japan because that's right up my alley in terms of culture, man. I love Japanese culture just as much as I love Chinese culture, but who knows, man? Like, I mean, I think a lot of people are gonna play it just because I think they feel the same way like I do when it comes to gameplay. I think the gameplay is still going to be stellar because it's Assassin's Creed. How can you screw that up and just maintain your consistency and the hack and slash and the defense and all that stuff? But it just a lot of like it's a lot of people once you do stuff like this, they usually leave and they don't come back. But yeah, man. But like I said, I just wanted to react to Ryan's take on it. Like I said, again, I sound like a broken record. Hopefully, he doesn't mind me reacting to this. But like I said, I will put his name down there on the tag on the title so you can find his page because he does great work. And like he grinds, man. He pushes out the content, man. I would love to be at the level he is, man. But that's dedication to what he does, man. But yeah, man, I just wanted to just put my 31 cents in there and another one for the archives. It's your boy Chris Bleak signing off. And as always, us. Keep up the good work, Ryan. Keep it up.